Hi guys, today we're going to react to Call Me a Symbol by JINJER. Buy me a coffee request from Jaan Kiploks. Thank you, Jaan. We appreciate the support.
Thanks, Jaan.
Every JINJER song we react to and every live performance, I don't feel like I'm looking at the performance. They don't perform. They happen. It's like being in a physical altercation. I feel like I'm attacked because they are so aggressive. It's like they have a score to settle with a boxing bag that they need to tear from the ceiling with their punches. That's what it feels like. The drums, we always assign drummers as they bring the thunder. The drums here feel like kicks to the face. And Tatiana's vocals, you don't sit back and enjoy the song. You need to be on alert when you listen to the song. It's a very familiar signature from them. That's a major reason why I love them so much. What it must be like to be in one of those live concerts. And you were in one, weren't you?
Yeah, this is what it's like, only live. You do sort of feel like you need to check your teeth after if they're still there. There is definitely that element of getting kicked, punched in the face, whatever. You feel like there is an attack, but you kind of take it in for what it is because it's just such an awesome aggression. The way Tatiana performs especially, and I think it has something to do with the subject matter as well in here, but it's all rough vocals so far. We haven't heard much clean here at all, I don't think, and it's just as beautiful. There's just something about the way they are on stage, the way their music is. I love how dark and deep it is. It's just awesome.
Take a look at me, surrounding can't to feel the polarized with you. I'm perfect, I can be. This is fantasy, coming to life. Vanity is my identity. I'm moving through this self-love. To kiss my last feet, the growing near. Whatever's over them, my fears.
It continued in much the same way, beating us sort of upside the head. And then Tatiana goes into her clean vocals in that chorus, and it felt like almost caressing because of the difference, but still with that sort of serious tone.
As fitting Tatiana, every time she transitions from harsh vocals to clean vocals, you kind of wonder for a moment, is that the same person singing? What's going on here? Subject matter here is, like we described the music, it's also a punch to the face. I think the narrator here is imploring critical thinking with, you can call it a follow following or an audience, they're criticizing, in my humble opinion, the worship mentality of the masses towards an idol. The narrator is the idol. On the surface, it feels like they're boasting themselves, how they feed off that energy, but I think the underlying message is criticism against that attitude.
Yeah, well, as you said, the subject matter is kind of interesting because I think there's a duality here. Because I think that as the narrator, it's almost like Tatiana is putting on a criticism on her audience, on society as a whole, you know, for that sort of worship culture, and the fact that we tend to sometimes worship people no matter what. They can produce, I guess, work or art or whatever that is less than, and we will still love it and pretend it's gold. I think she says something about spitting on the floor and people believe it's gold. And at the same time, she's also looking at it from the side of this person who has become famous, popular, whatever, who is now this idol, being idolized almost like a goddess. She's looking at it also from a female perspective. And she criticizes that behavior, but she says, but let me do this. Let me feed my ego, you know, let me boast, is what she said there at the end. So it's almost like saying she struggles with that identity herself because she has become quite famous, quite popular, and being on stage and seeing all the fans adore you, it's sort of a contrasting feeling to maybe who she really is. Maybe in life she's a bit more shy and maybe she's a bit more sort of closed off, and there on stage she's this animal. But one of the reasons she's on stage is because she wants that adoring, that popularity, sort of people loving her. So I think it's everything, sort of all of that put together.
Yeah, it's working. I love her. What you mentioned with spitting on the floor, I think that's the second thing she says in that verse that compares the two actions from a would-be leader, not idol, but a would-be person that has an effect on people. The verse goes, if I give them holy food, they will see me as a fool. When I spit on the floor, poor people think it's gold. That's part of the verse. But in my mind, I don't know if they intended it that way. If I give them holy food, I don't know if that pertains to the church when you feed the people the body of Christ. I don't know if it's that. But in my mind, it meant if you do something substantial, if you feed people at a soup kitchen, say for example, you're not doing this for, hey, look at me, feed me your energy, worship me. You're doing it to feed people. You're doing it because you believe in something higher than yourself. So if they meant the body of Christ, if I give them holy food, then in my mind it means that the would-be idol is actually believing in something higher than themselves. The people who feed their flock the body of Christ, they're not the center. Christ is, or God is. And the idol in the song says they'll call me a fool. But if I spit on the floor, if I do something to grab attention or something controversial like spitting on the floor, then they'll think it's gold. So if I do something with no substance, if I'll attract the attention just to me, look at me, how controversial I am. If I'm the center, then poor people think it's gold. And I think when they say poor people, they mean people with poor minds.
I agree with that. I just think that there's something that is a slight difference. I think that the substance, what you were talking about, like giving them something with substance, if you look at it from an artist's point of view, she's saying, if I give you quality art, you will take me for a fool. And if I give you crap, you will worship me. She's saying, I am basically taking on that attitude where I'm kind of selling out and I give people what they want for them to love me. I think, again, that's that duality that I was talking about before as well. It's a criticism on the audience, on the world, that people basically prefer things that are of lesser value over things that high art or, you know, something that is deep, something that is more interesting. And she's saying it's a struggle because probably sometimes I think Tatiana herself feels that some things they release maybe are lesser than others, but they are probably more liked and do better and sell better and all the rest of it. So it's like an ongoing frustration, an ongoing struggle for an artist to know what to do. Do I give the audience what they want, or do I give them what I want to give them, what I want to put out there? Coming from us, a couple of indie filmmakers, we know exactly what that means and what that's about. So yeah, it's always a struggle, you know, knowing whether to follow and just feed the audience what they want or do what we want to do. It's one that doesn't always work. You kind of always have to find a compromise or something like that.
Yeah, it's the perpetual battle between looking at what you do as art or as a product. Because if you listen to your audience, that means, okay, but where are you in this process? What you want to bring? I can actually understand that plight. It's not like a unilateral decision. Yeah, sure, let's do what we want to do. Yeah, but then you won't be able to feed yourself. People won't listen to your stuff.
Yeah, so this song actually, like when you look at all the different contradictions in it, it could be about the life of an artist or the life of a woman or the life of a a female performer or whatever else, you know. She's doing a great job at giving these lyrics all kinds of meanings, well, all kinds of potential meanings, I should say. What a banger.
That guitar solo injected a melancholic vibe to an otherwise what feels like very violent song. I think that melancholy is like the mourning, like to mourn the codependent relationship between the idol and their audience. Like they need each other. The idol feeds off the energy and the masses get governed by whatever's trending at that moment. I don't know if that's what they meant. It's based on a feeling. I could be completely wrong, but that's what it feels like.
Yeah, and in some spots, everything that I talked about before, that kind of still stands. I think that's pretty much what it's about. It's about this kind of duality in different types of meanings. But it's almost like she equates it to some kind of evil. She talks about her absolution. And then that one sentence like really drove it home for me. And she says, if you were like me, would you treat them differently? So she's saying, I know I do this and it's not right, but can you judge me for it? Wouldn't you do the same if you were in my position? That is a really like a cool kind of way to go in this subject matter. It's really interesting. So it's like, call me symbol, call me idol. I'm what you want the most. So I'm basically providing you what you're asking for. How can you judge me for it? That kind of thing. While she also judges herself for it. So it's really like about the tortured conscience of an artist.
Yeah, it's identifying flaws not as an individual flaw. You're like this because you're like this. It's actually asking the question, is this a human flaw? And if you don't think so, put yourself in my shoes and let's see how you behave.
And that final sentence sort of flips it on its head once again. She says, don't deny me, look at me. So she's also saying that in this goddess or idol status, you don't always stay up there. Eventually, you're going to fall down. They're going to stop looking at you and they're going to go elsewhere. And she's saying, you know, don't deny me this, keep looking at me. So there is an understanding that this won't last forever. Just a very deep song. I really, really enjoyed that.
Indeed.
Thank you, Jaan Kiploks, for this awesome request. Thank you for bringing us back to Ginger and also for your support. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Jaan, for this request. We enjoyed reacting to this song very much. We love Ginger, and thank you for your support. Much appreciated. If you enjoyed this episode, guys, please be sure to like, subscribe, comment, and click the little bell icon so you get notified on all our future videos. Thank you all for sticking with us. Thank you all for your time.
As always, our Ginger Reactions playlist should be up on the screen sometime about now. Give it a click, check them out. An amazing band. Thank you so much for all the support. We appreciate you. We'll be back in a couple of days with a new episode. We hope to see you all then. Thanks a lot, guys. Bye for now.
Bye, guys.